What's going on my fantasy football fans out there? Welcome to my channel. It's Waiver Wire Queen. Today I'm going to give you some recommended players that you should start and some recommended players that you should consider sitting week 4 in fantasy football. And these recommended players should have you on course to be competitive and possibly win week 4. Let's jump right into it. So the Cincinnati Bengals are playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. What we know is they are giving up over 115 rushing yards to opposing teams' running backs. Combined over the first 3 games, they've given up over 935 passing yards to quarterbacks. So what does that mean? That means Joe Mixon is a nice play this week. Joe Burrow is a nice play this week. And Jamar Chase is a nice play this week. Don't know if T. Higgins is going to play this week. He did miss week 3 due to injury, so you want to look at that. If he's playing, I'm starting him with confidence. I'm starting all of my Bengals with confidence. I feel like this is going to be a really good game for them. Gotta also realize that Jacksonville gave up over 150 yards to Cortland Sutton. Teddy Bridgewater threw for over 300. This is a home game also for the Bengals, so nothing like some home cooking and playing a team that's defense that has not really played well to start the season. So start those Bengals with confidence, okay? The Saints are playing my Giants, and they are home, and they got some home cooking going on. And what we do know is the Giants, the defense hasn't been that good this year. So I'm looking at Jameson Winston as a nice play this week in daily and also in Superflex leagues. And if you have quarterbacks who have not lived up to your expectations, like Carson Wentz, Big Ben, Matt Ryan, and then a lot of the rookies, I would not start. I would look at Jameis Winston. The Giants defense is allowing opposing quarterbacks to complete over 75% of their passes, which is extremely high and almost dead last in the league. They're also giving up 4.6 yards per carry, which means I am starting Alvin Kamara with confidence, and I'm always starting him with confidence. I don't care who he's playing. You know, ride or die with your top dogs. They gave up 70-yard touchdown to Melvin Gordon, which is crazy. And they're just not playing really good football on that side of the ball, on both sides of the ball, but mainly for the purposes of the Saints. Giants just haven't played good defense this year, and it's a home game. You know, the Saints, they don't play games when they at home, okay? And I think that these are nice players to start, okay? Your Chiefs, I am starting my Chiefs with confidence. You always start your Chief players with confidence, but they're playing against the Eagles. Eagles have been much better on defense, but after what happened with Dallas, should we question whether you start your Chiefs? No, we don't question that. So, you know, start your Chief players with confidence. Hopefully, Jalen Hurts can get back on track. The Tennessee Titans are playing the New York Jets. So we have a few players to consider on the Titans side of the ball. They kind of got back on track the last 2 weeks. Tannehill definitely got on track a bit last week. Had a few interceptions, but it is what it is out here in these fantasy football streets. This is a really nice game for Tannehill, obviously Derrick Henry, and then Julio Jones. Don't know if A.J. Brown is going to be available. He was out this week with a hamstring injury. Hamstring injuries are tricky. Honestly, don't think he's going to play. Nonetheless, the Jets are, to me, a bit improved on defense. They're only giving up 233 passing yards per game to opposing teams' quarterbacks. However, I still feel like Ryan Tannehill is a great play this week. Jets are giving up over 111 plus rushing yards per game to opposing teams' running backs. Obviously, Derrick Henry's a must start every week. I don't care who he's playing. You start your top dogs with confidence, and this is definitely going to be one of those games where I can see Henry ripping one off for 40, 50, 60, 70 yards, having over 28, 30 plus fantasy points. And then Julio Jones is going to be a nice play. be mindful that he has an injury designation, so look at that. But if he's good to go, start him with confidence. Even if Brown is playing, start him with confidence. And then if Brown isn't playing, consider other options that the Titans may look to out there at wide receiver, okay? And you can check out my waiver wire ads on those players, and they may be able to help you this week. Now let's move on to Washington football team. They are playing the Atlanta Falcons, who have given up 32, 48, and 14 points to start the season on in. First 3 games of the season. That was a big improvement. Week 3 with only 14, but nonetheless, 32 and 48 is extremely high. They made Jalen Hurts look like we was all ready for him to take the next step. Okay? Taylor Heineke may be a nice play for you this week in daily. And if you're in like a super flex league, and again, if you have one of those quarterbacks who have not lived up to par, like Matt Ryan, Big Ben, Wentz, the rookies, I wouldn't play any of those guys. I would consider Heineke. If I had to go that route, he's going to get you at least 20. If you've been starting Matt Ryan and Big Ben, you know how hard it's been to get 15 out of those two. So consider this young man. Opposing team quarterbacks are completing over 70% of their passes, and they have a QBR of over 117. That is extremely good. That is really, really good. Their defense is really not that good. Antonio Gibson is starting to come to life. I would play him with confidence. Atlanta's defense is giving up 4.5 yards per carry to opposing teams' running backs. Obviously, Gibson is a solid play this week. And obviously, you're starting Terry McLaurin. All right, you're starting him every week. But I feel like this is going to be a really good week for him. When you look at the Giants game, prior to their 2 wide receivers, Sterling Shepard and Slayton, getting hurt, they were looking pretty good. Obviously, McLaurin is on another page when it comes out of those 2 guys. So you start him, and I think he's going to have a really, really good game. And you always start him anyway, so I shouldn't have to tell you this. But if I have to tell you it, go on and start him with confidence, because guess what? You're gonna see a high return on this one. You take advantage of certain matchups. Certain matchups you just simply have to take advantage of. In teams like Atlanta, the Jets, the Giants, their defense, you have to take advantage of those matchups when they come. All right, y'all. Let's talk about some players that you should sit. These are recommended players that you need to put all the way at the end of your bench, because guess what? They about to get you a big fat 0 or some negative points or less than 10 points this week in fantasy football. The rookie quarterbacks, I will say this. Rookie quarterbacks, I would not play them. Justin Fields, we don't know what they're doing out there in Chicago. Coach came out and said all quarterbacks in play. I'm not starting none of them, okay? Even though they're playing against the Lions, I just don't trust those quarterbacks out there. So if Andy Dalton is suiting up, he didn't look good when he did play. I'm staying away from the Bears quarterbacks, but those rookies, Zach Wilson, I'm staying away from him. I'm staying away from Justin Fields. I'm staying away from Mac Jones. I'm just staying away from them. Mac Jones, they got Tampa. Let's see. Tampa's defense has been really bad. However, I just don't trust those rookie quarterbacks. And Zach Wilson is going up against the Titans. I just don't. No. And even, like I said, with Mac Jones, Tampa's secondaries are beat up and they haven't played well. I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it. Jared Goff against the Bears, I am not doing it. He didn't look too good last week. I'm just not doing it. There are way better options out here for you to consider. You know, like I said, you got Jameis Winston, you got Taylor Heineke, look at other options and you take advantage of those matchups. The Bears defense, they obviously made Joe Burrow want to go back to college because he threw 3 straight interceptions. It's like, damn, Joe, come on now. But then he bounced back nicely. But nonetheless, the Bears defense, even though the team's not looking that good, the Bears defense still have some good pieces, and it ain't happening. So I'm not starting Jared Goff. Okay, I'm not. I do feel like TJ Hawkinson will have a nice bounce back week though, but I'm staying away from Jared Goff. I don't trust him, and you shouldn't either. Okay. Ravens running backs against the Broncos. The Broncos defense has looked really good as expected. They've given up a total of 178 rushing yards over the first 3 games of the season to opposing teams' running backs. It's really good. They're playing well. Williams and Murray did not look good last week against the Lions. Expected that to be a really good game for those 2 running backs to take advantage of. Didn't really do well at all. With Murray, he's more of a touchdown dependent running back. No, I'm not doing it. I'm staying away. If you have other options, consider those players because it's not gonna go well. It's not, especially after having a really good matchup against the Lions and you couldn't take advantage of that. The Broncos defense is really good and they're legit, and I'm staying away from those running backs because there are better options out there that you can take advantage of and win your matchup. Okay. Tampa Bay running backs against the Patriots. The Patriots defense is really not bad. It's solid. They just need their offense to rise to the occasion. And, they have a rookie quarterback, so, it's a learning curve. It takes time. Tampa running backs are only averaging 3.5 yards per carry. We don't know who is going to be on a given week. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, Leonard Fournette, I don't know. We don't know. So, for me, I'm staying away from Tampa running backs. However, here's a gem for you. If Giovanni Bernard is playing because he has a little injury designation, I would look at Giovanni Bernard in PPR leagues as a long shot flex. Stash him on your bench. I could see Tom Brady utilizing him a bit more. However, Leonard Fournette, I expected a little bit better from him. However, you know what? I'm going to stay away from them, okay? I just am. And I'm not looking to start. This is not going to be a good week, I don't think, for Daniel Jones. He's playing against the Saints. Saints defense is really good. They lost some pieces in the offseason. However, that defense is still legit. I'm not looking to start him, especially since Jason Garrett, Joe Judge, I don't know what kind of offense they running out there in them fantasy football streets in the NFL. They running some pre-K-ish out here. Anyways, I'm not starting Daniel Jones at all. And then you got to look at the wide receiver aspect in that game. Kenny Golladay, he hasn't really been given too much opportunity to really be that top fantasy wide receiver that you drafted him to be, a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 at this point. He's not even looking at wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3 right now, but hopefully he'll pick it up. But I'm looking past the Giants offensive players this game because they are barely scoring points. It's just, come on, you only put up 14 against Atlanta, so I'm not checking for them. I'm not checking for them at all. All right, y'all. Y'all hit that like button and subscribe to Waiver Wire Queen for more. Remember, these are recommended players you should consider starting and sitting week 4 in fantasy football. Y'all have a great day. Peace.